successful. Carbon. You don't bless me love, give me joy, you don't give me money, victory. Glory today, glory tomorrow, glory forever. Live the life for me. Now I'm living it. I'm a full testimony. Now I lift my holy hands and talk to celebrate today. Glory to your name. Glory to your name. Glory to your name, oh. To your name, oh. To your name. Glory to your name. Glory to your name. Glory to your name. To your name. To your name. Come and join me, celebrate. Singing glory, hallelujah. If I better do it again, and if I say it again, yeah. Blessing overflowing, favor up I sing. Buckle, blessing. You devil, you not see me. Cause the God of serve is perfect and sing Bye, glory to your name. Glory to your name. Glory to your name, oh. To your name, oh. To your name. Come on. Your glory that made me to wait. How we gonna have a blessing of living and shining today? Love, you too much for me, oh. And you do it for me, oh. Glory in my marriage, glory in my business, glory in my family, glory in my church, glory in my work, glory in my riches, glory everywhere. Glory to your name. Glory to your name. Glory to your name. To your name. To your name. Glory to your name. Glory to your name. All right, folks. Welcome to the Sunday Hour here at Talk TV Media Network. Today is another beautiful day. As the scripture says, this is the day the Lord has made. We will rejoice and be glad in it. So I am welcoming you because today is the Lord's day. Today is, wow, the year is moving fast. The 2nd of July, 2023. If you haven't planned better from the beginning of the year, 6 months gone, 6 months left. So it's very, very important. You know, for those of you who are joining us today, wherever you're joining us from, I have a special guest who's very dear to me that will be joining me today on the show to discuss religious issues and his ministry and the things that he does. But At the same time, like we always do, I will give you the best of the best in gospel listening because it's the Lord's Day. This is the day that I always look forward to, you know, right here. So join me, share the link. You can find us live right now on Facebook, YouTube, my own personal page, Instagram, Twitch, Twitter, right now, simultaneously, wherever you are. So share us, follow the link, subscribe because it's for your business that we are here. Liberian men say that for your business we're here for. So y'all need to share the link for us. Seriously. So we all can be part of this global religious network for us on every Sunday, bringing you the best of the best. I can see from the by screen that my guest is trying to log in. As soon as they are well situated, I'll bring them. But until then, I'm giving you your gospel right now. That's what I'm gonna do. So just bear with me. It is coming in seconds. Jehovah, now you be God.
King of glory, now you be God, oh, patience of days, now you be God, oh. Now you be master, now you be Jehovah. Now you be master, now you be El Shaddai. Now you be master, now you be El Shaddai. Jehovah, now you be God, now you be master. My King of glory, I've never seen your kind. My King of glory, I've never seen your time. You walk upon the sea, you raise the dead, you made the blind to see, you bring the die alive. Now you be God, oh, now you be master, Jehovah Nissi, no one like you. Now you be God, oh. Jehovah, now you be God, oh, the King of glory, now you be God, oh, patience of days, now you be God, oh. I'm gonna take your praise, Jehovah Jireh. I'm gonna take your glory, my El Shaddai.
You be all the glory.
Yeah.
Come and take your place in my life. Come and take your place. I Talk TV Media Network.
I'll make you great.
Uh-huh.
Oh, I'll make you powerful, God. Like the days of old. Now you're in the lion's den. You deliver him. Jehovah, now you be God, oh. Jehovah, now you be God, oh. My King of glory, hey, now you be God, oh. My ancients of days, now you be God, oh. Jehovah, now you be God, oh. Jehovah, now you be God, oh. My King of glory, now you be God, oh. Patience of days, now you be God, oh. You are better than the best, oh, oh. You are greater than the greatest, yeah. You are bigger than the biggest, oh.
Who could be better than God? The biggest of the biggest. The greatest among all. God. He is God. Besides him, there is none other. He said, I am God, the maker of heaven and earth. Just enjoy the show as I wait patiently waiting for my guests. Enjoy. Those of you who went to church today, a special shout out to all of you. And those of you who are even listening or watching us, let me see. My brother James Fowler, wherever you are, I see you. commenting. Happy Sunday to you. Lofa Pekin is watching. All of you watching from different medium and platforms. There's no better day than the day that you have to breathe life. So be grateful.
Jésus, tu es ma vie, ma joie et ma paix. Jésus, tu es mon réconfort. Jésus, tu es mon bouclier, ma forteresse. Mighty man of war, ancients of the day, you never lose a battle, you are always a winner. Victorious God, come and take your praise. Come and fight for me. Come and take your praise. Come and have your will. I have no other God to fight for me. I have no other God to fight for me. I have no other one to plead my case. You are my father. You are my mother. You are my sister. Father to the fatherless. Mother to the motherless. Parents to the orphan. Husband to the widow.
All right. So let's get started, folks. Welcome. Those of you watching, enjoy with us. Let me see. Oh, Josiah is watching right there, all the way from Foya. Let me see. Mr. Josiah Sake is also watching from Konduma, community Foya City. Wow, man, look at that. All our strong followers. Kumba Arvian is watching with us from Conakry. Let me see. Lofa Pekin, he said the pape that good DJ. I had the other Pekin here is something. Let me see. James Fala is saying thanks for the show. To God be the glory. That's all I can say. To God be the glory. But those of you following with us today, I wonder how was your Sunday today? Just drop in a line. How was your Sunday? If you went to church, what did the pastor talk about? Tell us. We'd love to hear from you. We'd love to hear. Preach the message, especially to those who didn't go to church. Preach the message with me today, here on the show. It seems like we're having a little bit of technical difficulties for my guests to get in, but I'm waiting patiently because it's an hour show, and I know we're almost 14, 15 minutes into the show. So if he does make it, whatever pieces of nuggets we get to give you, we'll give it because we got to stick on our timeline, folks. But tell me, how was your day? While I look for the next one. For me, it was good today. I actually just came from church. Normally, I do the Sunday show right after church. I know it's evening time for most of you who are in Liberia, but for us here, like me, it's just 15 minutes after 2 p.m. So right after church, I'm running to studio just to make sure I do the people's business because we are the voice for the voiceless. We talk about politics, we talk about religion, we talk about business, health, everything that you think of, music. This is where we discuss it during the course of the week. So today is gospel. We want to talk about the Sabbath, the importance of the Sabbath, the importance of going to church. Is it mandatory? Is it God's command? We want to talk about it today. Because I remember in scriptures it says that do not forget the assembling of believers together. So is it important? How relevant is it, for us as Christians to assemble, to gather together, to commune together, to fellowship together? How relevant, how important is it? you know. So that's part of the topic we will be talking about today. All of you. Oh, I think I have my guest now in studio with me. Uh, that's I think that's better. With no further hesitation, I'm just gonna bring him right on the screen, um, right now. Hello, 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 Bishop. Can you hear me?
Yes, I do. Thanks for having me. I'm so
Hello,
sorry to
Bishop.
come in late.
Are you
Uh,
muted?
how are you?
Oh, okay.
Can you get me now? Can you hear me now?
Yeah, I'm hearing you from the feedback like everyone, but I'm not hearing you in studio. Um,
Um,
Gosh, what is happening? Let me see. I hope it's not from my end.
I don't know why.
Okay.
Are you hearing me
Yeah,
now?
it's not from my end either. Um, it probably has to do from your end because I need to.
Do you?
Hello, can you hear
Hello?
me, Bishop?
Hello? Okay.
Can you log out? Can you log out and log back in quickly?
Okay, let me
You
see.
have to maybe give your authorize your audio.
You are worthy. You bate. You are good. You are kind. You are loving. Jesus. Every day, every hour. You are good. Jesus. You are good. You are good. You are kind. You are loving. Jesus. Every day, every hour.
You are good, Jesus.
I come to you today with my heart full of praises to you to proclaim your name in all the earth for everything you've done for us. You are the God, you sent your son to die. You're the one who constantly to walk. You still the God who makes the barren fruitful, miraculous God. You are good. You are good.
You are good.
You are kind.
You are kind.
You are
You are lovely,
You are
Jesus. Every
every
day,
Yes, you are
every
good.
hour.
Lord, you're best.
You are good,
Yeah.
Jesus.
You are good. Ding, ding, clap, on. The moon and never every day, every hour. You are Jesus. You heal the world from coronavirus. You heal the sick, Lord, you raise the dead. You calm the wretched storm, set the captives free. You are good, Jesus, you are good. You supply our needs, made a way where there seems to be no way. You are glorious, wonderful, faithful God. You are good, Jesus, you are good. You are good. You are kind. You are loving. You are caring every day.
Every day,
Every
every
hour.
hour. You are good, Jesus.
Jehovah, you are good. I search around the world, nobody like you. and the strongest God. You are better than the best. You are good in all the earth. I'm such a wonder worker, find nobody. You are good in all the earth. You have not way my tears. You are good at it. With hope to the hopeless, make up my eyes to see. You have been letting go, sleeping in my grave. For your grace and your goodness, and I declare to the power that you are good. You are good, you are good, you are good, you are good, you are good.
Okay. Let me try again with our guest.
Hello?
Hello, are you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
There's almost 1 minute delay before not 30-second delay before I get you. Meaning,
But it
I'm only
tells,
hearing you as everyone is hearing you at the same time, but I have to hear you before they hear you. So that's what's happening.
yeah, it tells me everyone's is hearing me. So I don't know how that's going.
Um,
I have an issue.
Default. Are you hearing me now?
Yeah, I hear you. I hear you. I'm hearing you clear.
Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Okay, good. Okay. I was trying to mess around with one or two things back here. So welcome to the show. Welcome. Finally, this is the show business. You know, this is bound to happen in the uh, uh, media industry. Technical difficulties and stuff. Um, welcome to the show, Bishop.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
So with no further delay, talk to our viewers. Who is this beautiful? I won't say pape young man. I can tell before I get in trouble. You know, a man of God. Talk to our viewers. Who is Bishop uh, William Snodden? Let me remove this so that people will see you.
Thank you so much. As like I said, thanks for having me. I am a servant of the Most High God and servants to the people. And like you said, my name is William Snowden, Bishop William Snowden. The G is silent to that name of William. So I am married, and I am the presiding bishop of the or senior pastor of the Calvary Revival Mission International, which is worldwide. And around the world, we try to impact in the lives of people. And so I'm based in Dover, Delaware, and married to a beautiful woman, and who has become my wife for many years, has been standing with me in the ministry. So we reach out to people. We are also humanitarian worker, and we touch lives around the world, and we want to be in the lives of each and everyone that that's what we want to do. So we in ministry uh, in Liberia, we in ministry in Zambia, in Kenya, in Malawi, in Tanzania, in Uganda. Um, that's many we go. So we I don't really like promoting myself so much to that extent. I want to be in the background and always a quiet person for to listen to what God want me to do and be humble to do that.
Wow, wow, wow. Man, I'm honored to have you here, Bishop. As a son to you as well. I'm very, very humble. I think this is your first time appearing on Talk TV Media Network.
Right, that's right.
Yeah, so I'm humbled by that expose of what you are doing in the things of God, especially in ministry. I thought it was just 2 or 3 countries, but you named like almost 5 or 6 or 7 countries,
Oh yeah,
and including your home country of Liberia as well.
right.
What are some of the many things that you're doing? Especially, let's focus first to Liberia. What are some of the things that you're doing over there? So,
Okay, Liberia. Uh, we run two churches in Liberia. Yes, I was just in Liberia recently in January and February,
hmm
and we're running a school which is uh, on a charity basis. Schools that we run for kids within the community that do not have the means of going to school. So we do not charge them any school fee, and at the same time, even we feed them while they go to school. And so many of them do not have the means of for food in their various homes. I'm not trying to degrade anybody, but we have the passions to touch life and even the people who are within the various communities that we have to touch. Our major aim is to reach out for souls to be one for Jesus Christ.
right, right.
And that which when we were there, we in fact baptized some over 20 some I mean some more people who have attended our crusade, and we give God a praise for all what He is doing. And so in Liberia, we do that, and we do the same thing in in Uganda, and at the same times in Zambia. And in fact, as a matter of fact, we are preparing to leave. I normally have conferences, a conference in Central Africa most of the time, which is Zambia, and now I'm getting ready to go to Zambia again. So I'm having a very big conference there in September, God willing.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and a lot of people are going. I'm taking a team of over some 12, 13 people from the U.S., and some people will be joining from other places, other African countries as well, and to be part of the conference that will be going on.
So
So
more,
we're
so
touching lives and
mhm.
uh, have some teaching. We want to make people become self-sufficient, not always to give, that they have to stretch their hand for to receive, but we should be able to impart them, to empower them, and that they can become self-sufficient for themselves, and not always looking out for handout.
Wow, and that's the area where I was heading, because I was able to scout all over your Facebook page, and I saw a lot of the humanitarian work that you're doing, especially you and your wife in the ministry and stuff. There's a saying that goes, "You can't go to preach the word of God, the message of Christ, to hungry people."
That's
You
right.
know, yeah, somebody hungry, someone is hungry, and they're not going to listen to you. They say, "They papa not serious, man. They papa enjoying his say, you can't say that Jesus Christ in it." You know, so humanitarian wise, all these countries that you are involved into, how do you get the support that you're getting to take care of all these? Because you just mentioned like Liberia, you're running a charity, a ministry over there that, you know, you're not charging people, even kids, to go to
Right.
school and stuff. What's your support system?
Well, God to God first. I mean, be the glory, and I give thanks to the church over here in Delaware.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, the people are so, I mean, passionate in their minds of giving, and they want to reach out. We give them the visions and the dreams that we have, and so the passion is see. In fact, when I was in Liberia, the secretary for the church and even her two children went with me to Liberia, who are American,
Mm.
and they went to see what was going on. I just do not want to say something. I want the people to go and see what is going on, what they, how people spend their money, where it goes. And in fact, not just that, we also contribute to a program in Haiti called Feed the Children.
Oh
So
wow.
we are involved with that, yes. And as God's give us a passion and the will, as we pray, and not really much that we receive from outside, or other people, but we have just depended on God. Our own resources we put them, I mean, to use. Like the Bible said, when you give, it shall be given back to you. So we have been blessed from all of these area. We not really that we. I wish we had it much to touch every life,
Right, right.
but we want to do as much as we can to reach out to people who are in need, and not just the school alone, but at some point in time there was a time where we the entire community the community there we had to gather all the old folks
Mm-hmm.
and to give them you know bags of rice for their I think it probably was either a Christmas or either one of those holidays. And so we just want to touch lives. And like you said before, we just don't want to give you the gospel. We want to give you holistic as what the
Wow. Wow.
yeah, something went wrong. And we want to be holistic about what's going on. And when you feel then with the word, Jesus felt after speaking to the people, he made them to sit down so you'd be able to feed them. And that's what we're doing. And so, for example, in Liberia, we starting a program, an agriculture program, so that the people become self-sufficient. We want to get involved into agriculture, and like for example, with our school, that we have food to feed, the kids as well.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Wow, that's interesting to hear, especially um, giving back when God blessed you,
Right.
being able to think, to stretch that hand as well, and it's I kind of don't want to deviate from the topic, but it's part of it. It's part of what you're talking about giving. It is more blessed to give than to receive.
Right.
What joy do you get when it comes to giving? What does do you equate that to money? What joy when you give and you seeing a life being transformed and changed?
You know, Sam, something that brought to me most time is when I see somebody smile and they had need and they couldn't reach out to. I mean, there was no way they could turn, and somebody touched them, their lives, and they get a smile on their face or on their faces, and so that gave me the kind of joy that even money will not be able to replace.
Mm,
I'm happy when I see people are happy. I'm happy when somebody becomes uh, and they can do something. And not just that, we try to get involved where with people who really want to equip themselves, not not always at the receiving end,
mhm.
but that you can do something. So we set up some programs in some of these other countries. We do that, and like for example, this next trip, I'm thinking that all the people that I'm going to take along with me, we're going to be teaching people how not to only look uh, to people to receive, but they should be able to use their own hands and do
Mm,
something with it.
mm.
So we're going to do something like imparting in the lives of the people what you can do to equip yourself.
Teaching them how to fish
Yes.
for themselves instead of just feeding them with a fish.
Yeah.
Yeah, they say. I forgot that parable. I'd rather have you just teach me how to fish, how to go hunt, than just you know uh,
Exactly.
giving me the meat every day, giving me the meat every day. And that is normally that's what's happening to the nation of Liberia and many African nations, because we are so dependent on foreign governments and stuff. And if a foreign government is controlling your belly, what do you expect? They're going to bring the dictates of their interest, personal interest, to you as a nation, and you have no way to say no, because um, you'll be hungry.
Exactly.
You know.
Exactly. I mean, just like I mean, it was that somewhere in Bon County, sometime last year, yeah, we made a very big farm. I got a big red kitchen. I'm sitting right there. I got a big red kitchen standing in a town called Belletar, I mean, in Bon County,
Wow.
and I've just got through scratching in Bapolu County. I just got through scratching 50 acres of rice farm, and
Wow.
I started there. I'm thinking about going into bigger farming over there. I want to have someone to be able to say, let's work with our hands and do something. Like you just said about Africa, or let's say Liberia. Liberia is so rich, and I wouldn't see what I was there in recent times, saw the number of people in the city. People are hungry. People are looking for food and so on. When we have all the forests, the bushes, and everything, everybody packed in the city. Let's send the people, decentralize the whole system, go into the countryside, make farm, and be able to work with your hand. So uh, this coming year, this coming next farming season, I mean, brush about maybe 300 to 400 acres, which I'm preparing for that, and to make big farm over there. And I think when we go into those areas, it's not just preaching the gospel, but teaching the people how to be able to uh, sustain themselves.
Wow, 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 Bishop. Let me. I know time is fast spent already, and I think to do this topic due diligence and justice, I sincerely will want to bring you back as well, especially the topic I told you about. I will talk about,
Right.
because there's so much you're talking about the ministry that others may want to hear. Today we were to talk about the importance of the Sabbath, the relevance of the Sabbath, how important it is it? So just a little bit, because we're not going to go deep into it. Time is already chasing us down the line. But talk to our viewers. The relevance. Let me bring that on the screen. How relevant is the Sabbath for Christians?
Well, to God be all the glory. And I put it this way: Sabbath for me is everyday's business. It's not just it's the issues people have just taken to become, of very specific things to discuss. And but I just think uh, Sabbath is the day for an ordinance of God creation. It's God Himself who, as we have read in the Bible, that He worked so many days in creation, and He decided to rest, and it was given the name. I mean, Sabbath, which of course we really try to look up to create an kind of environment in a sense for people to understand why it is that. So it's an institution. For me, it's very important to obey what God says. Very, very important. to obey what God said. God said we should be able, even though there's a controversy of as to whether it should be on Sunday or it should be on Saturday. But I consider it as whatever was stated by God for us to do.
Mm-hmm.
So uh, to me, every day become a day to serve God. But I mean, if it comes to serving on a specific day, which has become controversial, they're going to be high for everybody else to take it. One group is going the other way, another group going the other way. Even the the Muslim have, I mean, they if you go, I did a course on that um, in my, I mean, doctorate study I'm doing, and this is Quran. So I read Quran and all now. I
Oh
go
wow.
I go into everything. I want to study to understand exactly. I want to go into detail to know it, and I go into the Torah and read everything because I want to get the details of it, what it is like. So the Jewish has it, the Christians has it. So whatever it takes to be obedience to God, that's the most important thing. To be obedience to God, that's the most important thing one can look at. So it's relevant for us to understand that. But how, where do we obey that? That's the question. That's the big question with us. And even besides the understanding of it, and because many people do not understand it, so the debate is going on every day. When should we celebrate this date and so on? It's as much as people talk about Christmas. To
Right, right.
me, yeah, people. It's as much as people talk about Christmas for uh, Jesus. Of course, was not born on December 25th. We all know that, and except for some people that don't really understand that, they don't know it, and because the cold season at that time in Israel is in October. It is not in December. But that's another topic. That's another issue. So I was able to go further into it, study the Jewish books, study. I mean, even go into the Quran to understand exactly what these things are. So to get an insight of the whole thing is always good to look on both sides of the coins and give analysis of
Definitely,
the thing.
definitely. Yeah. Yep. Oh wow. I don't know. Well, I'll be speaking some Islamic stuff to you later on. I don't know if you will understand me, but that's very interesting to know that you have that going on. I want us to take a quick break, just very quick, with a song for our viewing audience. I remember this song when I was in Liberia. It's a little bit old, but it's a good song. Search yourself. It says, "Search yourself."
Right.
You know, search yourself. Enjoy.
Examine yourself. Ah, examine yourself. Ah, examine yourself. Ah,
Examine yourself.
examine yourself.
Uh huh.
On Monday, you sleep. On Tuesday, you
Oh,
lie. On Wednesday, you smoke. On Thursday, you drink. On Friday, you pass the off. On Saturday, you fornicate. Then on Sunday, you take your Bible. You put it under your arm and then you march to church. You got to search yourself.
Search yourself. You got to search yourself.
Search yourself.
song says, "Watch yourself, examine yourself." On Monday you steal, on Friday, on Tuesday you kill, on Wednesday you lie. You do all the sins of the week, and Sunday morning you take your Bible, you go sit down in the church, in the pews, and you're acting like you're so holy. The Bible says you must watch yourself, you must set yourself. And I mean saying that, oh, the song wanna say. Anyway, welcome to the show, folks. This is Sam Gadu. With me today is my guest, Bishop G. William Snotton. I used to call that you have the G before your right there before your name. The G is silent. Is it okay to call it Bishop G. William Snotton?
Well, I mean, I see many people call me that way. So until I tell them, well, the G is always silent. It's just William.
Yeah, I didn't know that. I didn't know that. Those of you who are joining us, welcome, welcome to the show. Francis Sese, Josiah, all of you liking Maza Johnson, Deborah, Bimba, Teresa, Dube, Alice Tengbe, Bendu, Favor, Kane, um, Deshaun Gadu, all of you watching us, following us tonight, wherever you are. Thank you, thank you, thank you so much. It is for your business that we sit here. You know, the voice for the voiceless. You can share the link, share the broadcast if you like it, if you're enjoying it. Don't sit on there and eat all the meat by yourself. Share it on your platform, share it to other people, let other people benefit. Bishop, so the importance, let me bring you back to the relevance of the Sabbath that we are talking about. We know that, just like you said, it's a covenant between God and Israel, right?
Right.
And when you bring it to us, the Christians, the, the Sunday that we go to today, when I was doing my research, it was originally designed by the Catholic system.
Right.
And the Sabbath actually is Saturday.
Right.
Um, doesn't matter what day you go to church. Doesn't matter at all.
Well, it is for me personally, is what you decide, what you believe, on what ground you stand. For me, I think and I believe, and what I've always said to people is every day is the Lord's day. Every day is the Lord's day. But the specific context that is given to that it was done. Let me just read something in Genesis chapter 2, verse
Mhm.
3. It says, God blessed the seventh day and made it holy. Now, who do we please? A man or God?
God.
So, and we please God. One of the reasons why many of us claiming to be Christian do worship on Sunday is the how we were brought up. Okay, and so the understanding before, and I think I did a research also on it, which the date's supposed to be on Saturday,
Right.
and then because of where I was, people that brought the gospel to us those days, where they stand and what we were taught, there were not much understanding as to whether uh, Saturday or either Sunday in terms of it. But we were told Sunday was the day you can't do anything. Okay, and especially and that we were told that Jesus resurrected on the Sunday. So that's one of the reasons more Christians do worship on Sunday, that because of the resurrection. Now, and doing some research even on it, it tried to contradict the date that Jesus was being arrested and crucified, and the date of his resurrection. That is still some things to work with and to see. So it still do not give a good import as to Jesus resurrected on Sunday morning specifically, because the Jewish calendar do not doesn't really give, the outside word, the other part of the words. Now, when I say the outside word, as to we do not, they have their own year and we have our own year. So the calendar is quite different, and their days are quite different. So, I my belief is uh, the Sabbath is what the Lord stated as it should be done. So whatever date it was, there where the controversies come about.
What about Bishop? What about the belief system or the saying that most people normally say that you and I are the church? That's what the Bible says, right?
Yeah,
You and I are the church. So
right,
there is no essence, no reason for me going to church. I am the church already.
right.
So why am I going to go sit, leaving the comfort of my home to go somewhere to gather to meet? Why?
Well, I think that has something to do with the fellowship in terms of it. Hebrew 10:25 says we shouldn't forget the habits of meeting together. It is where people are able to share their testimonies, their prayers, and so on, and one another being, some help comes in. Some people would pray for each other.
Mm-hmm.
But let me read you another thing here. It's in Mark chapter 2, verse 27 says that the Sabbath was made for man and not man for the Sabbath.
Mm.
Jesus himself was saying that. So the issues, everybody come out with something different, especially when it comes to the Catholic involvement with the whole thing and change the concept of our understanding as to what it is like. So uh worshiping on Sunday, if you go deep in it, it has something to do with some creatures being, worship. All right. But it depends on who you are and what you are looking up to now. I'm trying to take time to get, into the whole thing. So when I did some research on the whole thing, because if we follow that exactly, you are not just going to understand the dynamic of the whole thing, because it would
Mm-hmm.
take you back off track. And even if you are the church need to be edified in as much as we can be able to create the environment. How much of us, consenting to become the church, and how many of us reach out to people? So the assembling of the people together create an impact for us to be able to touch the lives of other people.
As a leader, a person, an individual, as a father, you as a father, as a person, you as a religious leader, you as a concerned citizen of Liberia as well. What do you make up of the proliferation of drugs in the country right now that's killing the youth of
That
Liberia?
is so sickening. It's so I shed tears when I went to another place and saw the children. The Liberia we had before is not the Liberia I saw after these couple of years. And we are working on some packages as well. My wife is working on some things, the rehabilitation of these children. But here's the whole thing, and how effective that going to be. The only way is those responsible for destroying the lives of the children has to be brought to book, and that need to be stopped. Somebody has to look in their faces and tell them this is wrong, and because there's a big gaps, generational gap that we have
Mhm.
already. The Civil War took away a lot of lives that gaps to fill in became a problem. So now this one's going to be the worst, or not even going to be, but it is now the worst one that we're going to be having. So kids who are born today, maybe the past 5 years, do not even understand as to whether there was a life that one could refer to as normal.
Right.
One, you have kind of leadership, not just the leadership, but those that have been coming in that do not even care about the people. And what I have just sensed is how much people put in their pockets. That's all they after. And what the generation would be like in the next 5 years, 10 years, nobody seems to care. So, national, there's no nationalistics in the lives, I mean, in the minds of the people. No true patriots.
The difference is when you and I lived here in the U.S. and we see how the United States government is pumping so much money when it comes to mental health issues,
Right.
and these kids have gone through all of us, have gone through war for 14 years plus, and you don't see a lot of this attention paying to these young people. Mental institutions built, investing heavily to change the mind, because the mind of a person has been corrupted for almost 14 years. People are traumatized, and then with not having a strong grip on law enforcement, where they can track down the infiltration of cocaine, marijuana, the new drugs they call kush, or what they call spark, whatever it is, shisha. All this stuff is destroying because it is so prevalent, so visible, almost in every community, even in the street as you travel in Monrovia. And it's shocking, just like you said, this has caused, is causing, if not, it has already done the damage of a huge generational divide. The next generation that will come and run Liberia. As a leader, as a man of God, as a pastor, what can you do besides just prayer? What can you say to our national leaders? I know this is not politics. I'm not, but it has to do with us as humans, and all of us, like the ministry you are involved in, with helping these young people off the streets, with educating. It's a result of this. And if we negate all of this and not have to talk about it as men of God, as Christians, then we have neglected a society.
You know, I I go back. There used to be before there was people that would speak. Today, our message has changed. So we go back to the church, not just to the national leaders, because if the church does not stand up to be what it's supposed to be, then the national leaders will not be able to function well. The
Hmm.
church is involved. I call it. I was speaking sometime in Liberia, and I said the church has failed, and it continued to fail. The church is all about now what we can get for ourselves, and how much people we got in our congregation, and only intended because we want to have the more people we're going to have in our congregations, and we'll be able to raise, good amount of money. And there where all of the false prophecies and all these things coming from. But we're not going to the root cause of things. Anything, any solution you want to find into a society, you got to find the root cause of it. If you don't find it, you're never going to solve that problem, because it will continue on and on and on. So the church get involved. I mean, at some point, the church was sitting on the fence and watching. Well, this is a government issue. Now, later on, some of the major leaders in churches are getting involved into hide and seek political gain. And so, when this is going on, everybody get a blind eyes onto what is going on in the street. Nobody seems to care. and then and don't mind. I mean, don't forget that what is going on in the street will soon start spreading into the homes. I'm telling somebody, everybody in Liberia living in cages, except those probably in their low. I mean, in the other places of Zingran stuff, but even their windows and doors that try to put iron bars and so. If something happened in your house, you had a good house. Something happened in your house, you don't have the means to get to the door. You can't come outside. I mean,
Mm.
locking your door 7 different times. What in the world is that? It's because there's no accountability for what is going on. All right. So if the people, to the question now, if the people who's supposed to be enforcing probably the Lord or either supposed to be there for the young people we're talking about, are involved with this thing, how in the world you think they're going to get solved? Because nobody want to talk about it. They see what is going on in the street. They know it. They pass by.
Right, right.
Okay, and because nobody want to say anything because of what they are getting, what they are getting. So, and the church cannot no longer speak. There used to be the late Reverend Mother Wilhelmina Dukley, who was very outspoken,
Very outspoken, I remember.
and the late uh, uh, Bishop Judge Brown, and the late Pakla Francis. These were people
Yeah,
who were
yeah. Baccarat
speaking.
Francis used to speak against the ills of
Yes,
society and government.
but after this time, nobody again.
The Church of Liberia is silent. They,
Everybody
they are
silent
in the
because
pockets of the politicians.
okay. So
Wow, wow. But Bishop, our time is up. Oh my God,
yeah,
you gotta come back, Bishop. This is nothing. To me,
I sure will.
the discussion literally just started, right? And with the interruption of the technical difficulties we encountered today, so I
Right.
would literally love to have you the second time around,
I sure will.
if not as
Anytime.
often, on the show. Um, I want you say your last word to our viewing audience and whatever you want to say, so we can wrap up.
I want to let our people know, especially the viewers that in Liberia and even in the diaspora here, that we shouldn't give up. It is not over. It's not late. All we need to do is it's time to reflect for greater reflections of what happened yesterday, years past, and what can happen now, or what the future of our children is supposed to be. We need to start making sound decisions. This is no political issue. This is about the nation. It's about the future of our children, and we need to put aside all of our differences and begin to see the reality of things that's going on. Because if we have true nationalists, true patriots,
Mm.
they will care and do something. But what is going on in Liberia is Liberians. We do not expect outsiders to come and fix what is happening in Liberia. We got to be the one to do it. So we shouldn't give up. We should be able to stand up for the truth, and we'll be able to go forward. And when we're doing that, we should be able to look into our own hearts and be ready to accept it, that this is it and we can do it.
Folks, there you have it. There you have it. Like I always say, Bishop, thank you for joining us. Every good thing must come to an end. And there's no way I will ever leave you without not giving you a good song. I look forward to having you here next Sunday at the same time, 2 p.m. Central Standard Time. That is 7 p.m. Liberian time. Every Sunday for the Gospel Hour. So those of you who took time to watch us today, to follow us, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Lion of Judah, like I always say, when I'm leaving you, don't do what I do. Do what God wants you to do. If you do what I do, you might disappoint yourself because I'm not God. So do what God wants you to do. What God asks of us all. Lion of Judah, my trust is in you.
of Judah, my trust is in you. Ancient of days, my trust is in you. I am that I am, God. My trust is in you. Leader of the valley, my trust is in you. Hey, I put them all in you. Oh yeah, my trust is in you. I put them all in you, Jesus. I put them all in you. Hey, my trust is in you. See my baby, I put them all in you. Hey, my trust is in you. I put them all in you. My trust is in you. He see can do. My trust is in you. Oh, yigi, baba, my trust is in you. Sariki dunia, my trust is